He died in the hospital and saw heaven.
Is not imaginary. When I died, I went to heaven. I went to heaven 3 times. The first time that I died, I went to heaven for 15 minutes. Now, when I died the first time, I kind of hovered above my body in the ICU room, and I looked down and I could see everything going. I could see them doing the CPR. I could see everybody down there. And later on, when I approached them and told them what they were doing, they were astounded because nobody knows what's happening. I was looking down and I kind of filtered out into the hallway, and I saw my wife just crying in a puddle of tears, and I kind of went back, and then when I went back in, it was instantly, just that fast, I was in heaven again. I didn't go through a tunnel, a light. I was instantly in heaven, and I was standing there just amazed. The moment that I entered heaven, the peace and the love, the calmness, the feelings that overwhelmed and just permeated every part of me. The peace, the calm, the love that I felt was unbelievable. And I was standing there kind of just outside the inner courtyard, and I was looking at the trees. Every tree, every flower, every plant gives off what I called a melodic tone or hum. And it's all individualized towards each tree and flower or plant. And then they're all combined together to make this beautiful harmonic melody of praising Jesus all day long, just continuously. And it's kind of in the background. I mean, it's not overpowering. It's not like it would keep you from talking, but it's like a background white noise that it's there. And if you stop, you can listen and really enjoy it. But I know Jesus hears it all day. And in addition to that melodic hum, every flower, every tree, every plant has its own unique little smell. It's got its own scent. And like the tone that they give off, each one, they're all combined, and they make the most beautiful fragrance in the air that you would ever smell. I looked over and I saw in the distance, in the inner courtyard, I saw a figure that I recognized. And I looked, and it was my dad. Now, my dad had died at 92 in 2011. He looked like I remembered him from my youth. So that was my dad, perfect health, happy. And he was over there like tending the hedges and stuff and the flowers in the inner courtyard. I call it the inner courtyard. It's kind of where Jesus is. Just huge, if you can imagine, just rows of shrubbery and flowers and interspersed between the trees, just towering over. And the river of life goes right down through it. And I saw my dad, and I walked over to him. And I walked up to him and I said, "Dad?" And he goes, "Yes." And I says, "Am I in heaven?" And he goes, "Yes, yes you are." And we talked a little bit, and we, about different things, and talked about the beauty and everything it was. And I noticed in the light in the distance, or the silhouette, and I said, "Who's that?" And he says, "Who do you think it is?" And I said, "Jesus?" He said, "Yes." Being me, I said, "Well, how do I get to talk to him?" I want to go meet Jesus. He says, you go over there and you approach him, and you start with your right knee on the ground, and then your left knee on the ground, and if there's a conversation to be had, he'll start it. I said, "Okay." I started to walk over there, and the instant I did, I was back in my body, in the ICU. Them cotton-picking doctors, they got my heart started at that time. I go, "No, you took me out of heaven." I didn't say it to them. Obviously, I was kind of out of it. But then all of a sudden, that peaceful, tranquil feeling I had was gone. I was down here now going through total chaos in the ICU. But it was just a short while later, I died again.